Well, welcome into this Lion Vision update, a football edition, a spring training edition, talking with new UNA defensive coordinator Brett Borden. And Coach, here we are in our second week of spring training. But for you, what has it been like getting back on the field and coaching once again?
Well, being away for a couple of years, it's been great getting back on the field. Being with the guys, they always provide me with a lot of energy and kind of rejuvenate you. And so it's been great so far.
So for you walking in, you inherit a defense that was really good last year, but you do lose a few pieces. So early on, what has it been like getting to know some of these players and I guess getting back with the coaching staff, several which you are familiar with?
Right. That's the first thing I've tried to do is just build a relationship with the players. I feel like that's the most important piece. And I obviously was here, recruited a lot of the guys that just left. So know they were really good players and had great careers. So lost a lot of experience and, trying to build some depth with the guys we have and we have some really good pieces, so continue to get them more comfortable in the more extended roles they're going to have this fall.
So we had a handful of practices before spring break, then we take a week off. So first practice Tuesday. What was that like coming back after the long layoff with the players?
Well, you really expect it to be a little rusty, but I'll be honest with you, it was probably our best practice we've had. After three practices, they're kind of having a better idea of where they're going. They're not thinking as much. They're just reacting and playing because they know what to do a little more. Practice with a lot of energy, bounced around. So overall, I was really pleased with what we did coming out Tuesday, and that's something we need to continue to build on as we go throughout the spring.
So coming back your first year as defensive coordinator with this new group for you, are you having to change much defensively? Is there a lot of new things for the guys to be learning this spring?
Well, the main thing we wanted to do this spring, we lost so many guys, is just evaluate talent, evaluate players. And you can't evaluate players if they don't know what to do and you're putting in something totally new every day. So this spring we've tried to be simple, kind of keep things very similar to what they've done in the past, so we could really just evaluate and see who can help us in the fall and at what positions they can help us. So there will be things that are different here and there, but for the most part we'll be very, very familiar. Very similar to what's been done here in the past.
Let's jump into a few position highlights, and in this Lion Vision update, let's talk about the secondary. One of the top secondaries in the nation. We lose a lot of great players, a lot of great all-time players at North Alabama, but let's start with the cornerback position. Maurice Carnell had some good experience last season. The Jackson twins are both back. What's the outlook for this young group playing cornerback for you?
Well, obviously, with the things we do on defense, it's built around being really good at corner, and that's one of the luxuries it was here when I was here before, and it's been here the past few years, is having really good secondary play. And when you have great corner play, it frees up a lot of other people to do a lot more stuff defensively that you like to do. So losing the guys we lost that had been 4-year starters here for us and played a lot of snaps is going to be tough to replace. But Jalen Jackson and Maurice Carnell both are having really good springs. Jalen is a guy that moved over late when Levi got hurt last year. So he's really, I think the sky's the limit for him. He can really run. He's getting more comfortable every day in what he's doing, playing with a little more confidence. So he's a guy that we really feel like the sky's the limit for. Maurice played a little more last year than Jalen. Obviously, he came in as a junior college transfer, had a really good first year, and has had a really good first 4 practices for us, and we're really excited about what he can do for us as well.
The safety position, again, we lose 2 great safeties. We do have Dorsey Norris returning. He's sitting out this spring. So what are you looking for at the back end group from the secondary?
Right. Not having Dorsey out there is really big. Great player, but obviously from a leadership perspective, he kind of gives us a lot of leadership on the back end, which is very important back there. So, but it's also good. We have a lot of young guys that hadn't played much, so we're having to bring them along slowly. But it's a position that we really need some guys to step up. So we're trying to get those young guys as many reps as possible to try to see what kind of role, if any, they can have for us in the fall.
The Lions will have 2 more practices this week. They'll be back next week, the week after, leading up to the spring game. Be sure to visit RoarLions.com to keep up with UNA football during spring training.